Hi everyone, my name is Electric Donkey and welcome to a GameMaker tutorial. So if you haven't ever used GameMaker before, don't worry. This is what this is going to be about. So it's just going to be, how to get around using GameMaker and how to, get used to using it. So when you first boot up GameMaker, this is what you'll be presented with. Or something similar to this, because I've got the professional edition, slightly different bits here. So it might say upgrade to the professional edition or something, but just ignore that. So down here, you've got the recent projects. So if you've never used it before, you won't have any here. So don't worry about this for the time being, but this is something that's really handy. You can just click away at one of these. And this is basically my previous projects. So then if you go to like open, then you can find the files that you want to open. So again, you can just leave that for now. It should, if you're only using one project for the time being, here will just do fine for you. And then new, which is what we'll be using here actually, will create a new project for you. So for the purpose of this, we're just going to create a new project. We can just call it new project. And really, the other ones you don't really need. You could go to tutorials and there's some tutorial stuff there, but if you follow this, you should be fine. So then you can just go and create it. And this is just the default file that it puts them all in. So it's easy to find them all later. So yeah, let's go and click create. And this will create a blank project for us that we can start looking at. And I can start to explain what some of this stuff is. So you'll be presented with this, and it can be quite overwhelming to start with. You've got all these folders here, and they're like, what do they do? You've got these buttons running along here, and these bits here, but really it's nothing much. It's pretty easy to start with. So basically you start off with just these buttons at the top. So but those buttons, you can practically do everything. You've got all these stuff here. You can use that later when you do more advanced stuff. But for the time being, these buttons will suffice you all your time. So this is the new button, so you can create a new game pressing that. You probably won't use that, I don't really, but it's there if you want to use it. And then here's loading, so you can load up a game using the file. And here's saving, so they're all pretty familiar icons, aren't they? You get them in Word and stuff. And then this one's a bit peculiar. So this one's actually creating an executable. So what this is it'll create your game on an actual file that people can open and play the game as properly. And then comes these two very important triangles, so you'll use these a lot. The green triangle runs your game, so if we press this now, nothing will happen because we haven't got root. But that is what you'll mainly use to run the game. You can also go to, I think it's like one of these here, run, here it is. And you can just, wait. You can just click run normally, or F5 for that matter. And then you've got run in debug mode. So what this will do is, we can show you that later, but what that will do is it will allow you to check what variables each object's got and stuff like that. That will help you. I use it quite a lot. Then this next button is especially useful if you've got a glitch and your game just won't close properly. You can just press that and it'll just automatically close any game like folders that are open, which is pretty handy. I'm not actually quite sure what this one is. We'll just okay, so it just clears the cache. Yeah, we don't really need to know that one until like really later. And then some important ones here. So we've got create a sprite. So if you press that, it'll just create a sprite for it. I will go into that in the next video if you want to know how to make sprites and stuff. Here you've got creating a sound. So you can just add a sound in that way. Here you've got a background, which is like a tile. So you've got a tile in your game that you want to put in, like a grass tile, for example. That's what you'd press. And here we've got a path. You won't use that very much. I've only used it like once in my whole time. But they are kind of helpful, I guess, if you want to. Here's a new script, very helpful, that button, you know, you'll use that a lot. I'll go into scripting later on. And shaders, so shaders are what like changes the look of your game a bit. You know, if you've not heard of that, you know, you could have like a water shader or a black and white shader, which turns everything to black and white. It's like kind of useful, but I mean, not much happens really. And then a font, so here you can just, you know, change what font it is and what anti-aliasing and what size. But again, that's not really a commonly used one. But you know, you use it from now and then for stuff. And this is a timeline. Again, timelines aren't that important. You know, when you get more advanced, you'll know what to press, basically. Now this one is very important, this little green sphere thing. This is an object. Objects are what you put all your code in, everything. You'll need them later. But I'll go into objects again later. And then this one's also very important, which is a room. So if you press that, it'll create a room which you put all your objects in. So you know, you can put all your tiles in that you've made, change the background color. It's just kind of what the game will run in the background. And these two are just like extra bits. You don't really need them. They're the global game settings, I think. Yeah. But again, you won't really need them until later. And help as well. So that is how you can use the buttons to your advantage. It's a lot easier using the buttons. I never really have to use these anymore because I've just got the buttons to use. It's a lot easier. If I have gone a bit too fast there, because I think I might have gone a bit fast, you know, just comment, email me, whatever, and I will be able to help you. So let me just see if there's anything I've missed out here that could be important. Yeah, I'll explain these folders. One second. Okay, sorry about that. Basically, you've just got folders for each thing. GameMaker makes folders for them. So you've got your sprites here, which is your art. You've got your sounds that go in there. And just all makes it into nice, easy folders to go into. So say I make like one object and then another object and then go make a sprite. You know, they're not all jumbled up, they're all in neat folders here which I can just open and close. But we don't need any of them at the minute, so we can get rid of all of them. Yeah, that is pretty much the basics for the interface. So if you've had any like troubles using the interface, or you are struggling to do it, or you want to suggest another tutorial, I guess, you know, post it down in the comments. And yeah, like the video, subscribe, or just do whatever you guys do, and I will talk to you later.